Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Get Well Soon XOXO. I'm your host, Maddie Manick, and today's episode will be on de-influencing popular must-haves. And if you're watching, or if you're not watching, I'm doing like air quotes over must-haves because I don't know what happened there. Because like if I'm influencing them, oh my gosh, it's been a crazy day, so just know like I might be a little all over the place. Gosh dang. Anyways, yeah, so I'm doing air quotes for must-haves because if I'm de-influencing them, it's obviously because I'm saying that they're not must-haves. But yeah, because coming from someone like me who's very, very easily persuaded into buying things that I see online that people are influencing, I really appreciate a good de-influencing sesh. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna whip up for you guys today. But before we get into that, we're just gonna run through a couple updates as always. And just for any of those who do like watching, this is gonna be another visually recorded episode that's gonna be on YouTube. So if you want to go check that out, it should be up around the same time that this is live on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So yeah, actually, first update I was gonna say just happened on my way home from work today. Just another prime example of why I cannot literally stand driving in Utah and why I think they need to redo a whole driving test thing and reevaluate who has licenses, because it just amazes me every single day what I run into. So today, just, driving home, usual drive home from work, coming through a stoplight, which is green as can be, not yellow, nothing, just, cruising along. And all of a sudden, as I'm like getting through the light to the lanes, like I'm crossing the intersection, I'm getting into the lanes that are like not in the intersection, getting, that's what's going on. And someone is coming from my right, so they were turning right onto the road that I was driving onto, and there's two lanes. So obviously when they're turning though, they're supposed to go into the rightmost lane. That's, what you're supposed to do. But nope, not what they do. I don't know, didn't look. I have no idea. They turn as I'm literally like seconds away from coming through the intersection. They turn and just go all the way into my lane as I'm right there, right there. And I'm I'm literally, I'm not even kidding, like seconds away from them, like smashing into my car. I was like, so they look like they're very much in my lane right now. What is going on? I have nowhere to go. There is a huge, like, median next to me. So I'm like literally smashed up against that, and then I like can feel my tires like rubbing against the median as I'm like all the way over to that. I lay on my horn. They finally get the hint that, oh, someone is in this lane that I am just deciding to just I'm it literally, I cannot even put in words how angry it made me. They were maybe a half of an inch away from just sideswiping me, like so bad. They finally move. I get on out of the way. They're like trailing really far behind me at that point. Like, oh no, nope, you were in such afraid of being in this lane. Like, what? Oh, you're afraid now because you look literally so freaking stupid. Like, what was that? And then they like go off and turn or whatever, like later, but I wish they would have been near me so I could like, it was just, I like in that moment I'm always like so panic and freaking out that I like can't do anything. But then afterwards I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish they were just near me so I could scream at them. Like, I just don't understand like how people don't have any regards for anybody else on the road out here. I feel like I didn't really have that problem a whole lot when I lived in Nebraska, but here it is insane. Like, people just do not like look past their car whatsoever. So anyways, still a little bit upset from that because just not the day that I wanted to get in a car accident from someone just not paying attention, just literally the basic thing of driving. But yeah, anyways, so for the actual updates, just this past week, my grandma came up because it was her birthday on Wednesday, so we all kind of got together, went to a little park, celebrated her birthday, and just like all the August birthdays we have in our family. So that was a lot of fun to see her because it's been a minute. But then she also stayed at my mom's house for the weekend, and like since my mom's really close to me, I was able to just like spend even more time like with her and with my family. So Friday, I was in charge of hosting a book club this month. So everyone just came over to my house, and the book I had everyone read was The House Made by Frida McFadden, which if you haven't read that book yet, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It is so freaking good. Literally one of the best psychological thrillers I have read to this day. So good. Love all of Frida's books. Even everyone was saying it was like one of the best like thrillers they've read, like just like super, super good. So if that's saying anything, definitely give that book a try if you haven't yet, because you'll be hooked, I promise. That just went really good. We did little like we did like a bring your own board night. So I did like a charcuterie board and everybody else did their own little boards. And it was super cute and super fun. And then early Saturday morning, I had to take my clothes to the place that I'm selling at. I have a little booth, and you get to just price your items however you want. And then you can do like discounts like later on in the week and stuff. So I did that. My booths are like discounted or my items are discounted for the rest of the week on top of the very low price they already are. So if you are near Pre-Loved Eagle Mountain, go before the end of the week. Really good items that are very, very discounted. So it's a steal, honestly. Then came back. Well, actually on my way back, I treated myself to a oat milk chai tea from my favorite coffee place ever. It's now a little cart by my house. It used to be like a restaurant or like a restaurant coffee shop near my old house, and then they just vanished one day, and then they popped up in this little truck by this house, so it works out. Then got home, and me and Hannah, my mom, and my grandma went on a pretty long walk with Buck. Took him back, started storming, so then I went back over to my mom's house and just kind of hung out with them, and then Mason actually came home early for the weekend. He was hunting, so he came over and we did dinner at my mom's house, and then we just played a really fun card game called Pit. I was doing really good at it, so always love a game that I can actually win at. But that was about it for Saturday, and then Sunday just our usual chores of shopping and cleaning, and then Mason is building a like mudroom locker, so we got all the stuff for that, and that's what he's kind of been working on the past couple of days, and yeah, it's coming out. It's turning out really good. So that is kind of it for the updates. So we'll just get right into the heart of the episode, straight to the de-influencing. So my first little bit that I'm going to be de-influencing is super expensive makeup / skincare. I will put like a little asterisk. I do think a couple pieces are still worth it, but like majority of like really expensive makeup or skincare. Because on the skincare topic, to be honest, I feel like the frozen cucumber has honestly made my skin look better than most of my other skincare products. So that's saying something. It's like 70 cents, 88 cents, whatever cucumbers are right now. and last as long as you want to make it last. And then like the other skincare that I use mostly is just from the Ordinary brand, and their stuff is really affordable, I would say. So you can find really good skincare for not that much. So I really don't think you need to break the bank to like do your skincare. I do feel like obviously like the really expensive procedures and like probably like the really, really like nice stuff, yeah, it's gonna be great for you. Like your skin's gonna look really good because like you have the money to spend on it. But I'm saying if you don't have the money to waste on like crazy expensive skincare, there is like more affordable stuff that's gonna do the same job. So just don't break the bank if you don't have to. Makeup, same thing. I do feel like there is like the really nicer stuff, like yeah, it's gonna look good, it's gonna last. But you can swap in like more like drugstore pieces. Like I feel like I found really good bronzer just like at Walmart or Target, wherever. It's like I can't even think of the brand, but it's like, I don't know, like green leafy case sort of thing. And it's like not that expensive, and I feel like it works really good. I always get my makeup from like Walmart, Smith's, whatever grocery store it is. And did I say makeup? If I said makeup, I meant to say mascara. And it's super good mascara. I've been using it for like years now. And I feel like there's like, oh, like I do like BB cream from the drugstore, grocery store, whatever. So yeah, there's lots of stuff that you can get. Oh, eyeliner, lots of stuff that you don't have to spend crazy amount of money on, and it still looks like just as good in my opinion. So de-influencing super expensive makeup slash skincare. If you have the money to spend on it, go for it. But if you don't want to, but you just kind of feel like you have to because you feel like it's the only thing that's going to look good, I'm telling you, there's cheaper stuff that looks just as good. Expensive like name brand only closet. I definitely would not be trying to do that if like, you're just doing it for appearances or whatever. I feel like for one, you don't even need any name brand pieces really, but if you like feel the need to just get like one or two things from that, like whether it's, for me, I really like Skims or like Lululemon, whatever it is, just get like one or two pieces from there and then find dupes. There's like so many dupes on Amazon. Find dupes for like all the other items that you're wanting. Throw those in there, mix them in. Nobody is even going to know, especially if you have those one or two pieces and you're like, oh no, like, yeah, it's just like my other pieces I have. Like, people aren't going to notice. So it's not worth it to waste all your money. It's like the dupes are oftentimes just as good in quality or even better sometimes. So yeah, just not worrying about making your whole closet like name brand, because you can get just as good stuff on Amazon for half the price or less. And that is my tip. That's what I've been trying to do. I used to like not get anything like clothing wise from Amazon because I thought it was just gonna be like the worst quality, but that's not the case. It's pretty good quality for a lot of stuff I've gotten. So, and I still get lots of compliments on the Amazon clothes. I got a dress from Amazon over the summer and like I got so many compliments on it. And when I told people it was from Amazon, they're like, oh my gosh, really? I'm like, yeah, like Amazon, they have some good stuff, so definitely check it out. I would say my next thing I'm de-influencing, most supplements, unless you have been told you are deficient in something. But if you haven't been, I don't feel like I'm even making a thumbs up, but it's always just throwing it up there on the video. I feel like if you were eating a balanced, healthy diet, you are probably getting most of the nutrients that you need. like throughout the day, maybe give or take a few, because I definitely do still try to incorporate a couple like vitamin supplements into my diet. Not as much as I used to. I used to have like a ton that I would like take every day, but then I was kind of thinking that I didn't really need them. Like I didn't really feel like they were making a difference. And I know that you just like end up like peeing out any extra vitamins anyways. So yeah, like unless you're deficient, unless you're told you're deficient in something, um, I wouldn't worry about spending all kinds of money on all the supplements and all that. So that is my next de-influencing tip, because I have definitely spent tons of money on all kinds of supplements and everything, but I don't really feel like you need it unless you know you're deficient in it. So it's not really like something, this next one's not really something like you're purchasing, but just the whole like workout nutrition advice on TikTok, without doing your own research, I would stay away from that personally. I have fallen victim to that, and I'll be the first to say that not everybody's body or goals are going to be the same as yours. So what someone is doing on TikTok and saying is like golden like practice or whatever is not necessarily going to be the best for you, not going to give you the same results that you're hoping for. For example, last year around this time, I was seeing all around TikTok, like, you're not seeing the toned body you want because you're not eating enough protein. Like, if you want a toned body, you need to eat like 140 grams of protein per day. Like, that's what you're doing wrong, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because I need to just eat a ton more in order to tone out. I don't know, like, but I did it. I literally was eating so much protein, and just I was eating so much throughout the day, to the point where I was like not even like hungry when I was like eating, but I was like, I have to get this protein in. And yeah, definitely did not tone me out like I was thinking and told it was gonna do. In fact, I think I just blew up, and actually was hating myself for a couple months after that, just realizing how not I was not looking anywhere like I wanted to. So yeah, made me a little self-conscious. But just yeah, do your own research with any advice that you see on TikTok or wherever it is. Do your own research, find out what works best for your body, and just don't try to do something just because somebody told you it's going to give you these results, because they don't know. They could, like, that could be what they're doing to get, but they also have a different body, different metabolism, all that. So yeah. Next one I was gonna say is like Stanley's, the like drinking. I have mine right here for those watching, which is kind of contradictory to the de-influencing. But what I mean is like yes, I love mine. I use it literally like every single day, but I feel like it was very overpriced. I do not feel like it needed to be as expensive as it was. I've seen like a bunch of other ones for half the price, and they're the same idea. I've heard like the simple modern ones like work just as well, and they're like half the price, and they're like just as cute. I get it. It's because it's the Stanley or whatever, like everybody wants them. But I just don't feel like they need to be that much. So if you can get something for half the price, I would. Especially I don't feel like you need that more than one, because I know there's people that like to get like every single color of them and like switch them out. I don't feel like that's necessary at all. I mean, if you have the money, pop off, go for it. But I'm definitely not gonna be doing that, because I don't have the money to do that, and I'm good with just having one color. So yeah, Stanley's. I mean, if you want to with any of this, if you want to, go for it. I'm just saying I don't feel like if you're kind of on the border, I'm saying don't. And I feel like a lot of the other stuff that I was thinking about was stuff that I actually don't have yet, and I just can't justify spending the money on. So I want to de-influence it because I'm trying to convince myself not to buy it. But I get that, really, I'm not in order to influence something, I feel like you'd have to own it to talk about it. So the same thing with de-influencing. I feel like I technically shouldn't de-influence something that I don't have because I actually don't know for sure that I wouldn't like it. Because what I was gonna talk about in particular was the Bala ankle weight bracelet things and the ankle weight wrist bracelets. Mostly because I just felt like that was they're $50, $60 just for one set, and I felt like that was an insane price for what they are. Especially because I was looking around on Amazon and I was I feel like there's stuff that's close to it and that's not even half the price. So I just didn't really see why they were so expensive. But I will say I would maybe actually still consider getting them and seeing if they're worth it, because I just have the normal Velcro ankle weights, and I tried to do a mile-ish, I think, walk in them the other day with my mom. I made it maybe 50 feet because the Velcro was just digging into my ankles, and it I knew I was just gonna have no skin there by the time I was done. So, and people swear that the Bala ankle and wrist weight bracelet thingies are super comfortable. So if it would make it possible for me to walk a mile or two in those, then I would actually consider getting those. So not really de-influencing, but yeah, that one definitely wasn't really an de-influencing, but just wanted to explain why I was not going to be de-influencing items that I haven't bought for that very reason, because I don't know that I wouldn't like them. So yeah, that was kind of it for all of the things that I wanted to de-influence, because I feel like most of the other products that I'm that I can think of that I've recently bought have been good. So I'll probably do a must-haves episode soon to talk about those. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode. So thank you so much to all of you who stuck around to this point. I really hope that you have enjoyed this episode and can continue to listen to any upcoming episodes. Little housekeeping as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave this episode or the podcast a review if you haven't yet, because it helps me out so much. I would really appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram as Maddie.Manic for my podcast, or that's my personal account. Yeah, sorry, I read that wrong. I was kind of reading off the socials because I don't remember them, or I don't know them by heart. And then get well soon __XOXO for the podcast account, and then Maddie.Manic for my TikTok, and then get.well.soon XOXO for the podcast TikTok account. And my YouTube is linked to my Insta bio and TikTok bio. And like I said, this episode should be on my YouTube shortly after this episode is live. So if you want to go check that out, yeah, I will have all this linked in the show notes. As always, I'm not sure exactly what next week's episode is going to be on. It might be the must-haves. I don't know yet, but stay tuned to find out. Thanks again for tuning in, and don't forget to live your life beautifully. Talk to you next Wednesday.